this is really a story of a business that 40 years ago started in somebody's mind, started in somebody's home in Phoenix, Arizona. And that guy, of course, was Rex Morn, our founder. Unfortunately, Rex wasn't at our event this year. His very close friend, RJ Lloyd, who is our head of legal, had a stroke just before the event. So Rex stayed around to look after RJ. And Rex's sister is also quite poorly at the moment. So for the first time for 40 years, we didn't see Rex at the event. But for those of you who were there, he did send a really nice video saying, "I'm sorry, I'm missing it, but these people are important to me." And for me, that was a reflection of what Rex is all about. The number one consideration for Rex always actually isn't just making money. It's people. You know, for Rex, the integral part of Forever is you and I, each and every person that's involved in some shape or form with Forever. So for 40 years with this philosophy, still being a privately owned business, we've expanded across the globe into over 150 countries. And so as Forever business owners, and I'm one of those too, that's how I started before I became country manager, joining as a business owner in England in 1994. So I'm just coming into my I've just gone past my 23rd birthday, I wish, in Forever. 23rd birthday in Forever. You know, we have an opportunity to build our business in any part of the world. And there were very many of you that were with us in Dubai that were taking the opportunity to introduce Forever to the local community in Dubai, and we ran opportunity meetings every night we were there, and very many of you expanded your team now into the United Arab Emirates. That's the great thing about what we do, and that's the great thing about having so many countries around the world that we can meet people and they can become part of our global team. And you know, underpinning all this is a commitment to having the best quality products that we can. We're cash rich, we're debt free, over $1.5 billion worth of assets, part of which of course is our beautiful office here in the UK, Longbridge Manor. $2.6 billion worth of global sales, so we're on the map in terms of being a sizable company, but not on the map in terms of market penetration, because the spend on our type of product around the world is tens, if not hundreds of billions, and so still lots and lots of untapped potential for those of you getting started. Our turnover in the UK market is just over 100 million at retail values, and again in a marketplace where people are spending billions just on skincare, for example. So I guess when we're getting started in the business now, we're benefiting from our history, and the exciting thing is we're still in a market that's relatively untouched. In fact, I was saying to the 5cc group yesterday in our training, we had more qualifiers for that incentive than we thought we would have. We had over 1,800 people who qualified in December at 5cc active. We only have around 2,500 people in the whole country that are, in the whole of the UK, that are 4cc active. That's surprising, isn't it? 20 to 30,000 business owners buy from us each month, but only about 2,500 of them qualify as being active to get their team leading bonuses. That must mean a huge untapped potential for each and every one of us to be building a business anywhere around the UK. Trading here since 93, so when I was getting started in 94, we really were new. There was no support structure in place, there was no meetings going on around the country. In fact, a lot of the early literature that we used, would you believe, was in Chinese and in English. Chinese, you might think, why was it in Chinese? Well, a lot of the original business owners that we had when we started in 93 were connected to our successful Asian market, and so I spent a lot of time doing meetings in Chinese restaurants. You can tell that though, can't you? I'm on the clean line, but some of that Chinese still there. And our success days in the first year were partly in Chinese and translated into English. Can you believe that? And when you looked at our brochures, if you were English, all you could do was really tell a story around the pictures because you didn't understand the words. It's hard to believe how things have changed now. Our growth has been, I guess, as a result of many things, but probably two key things for new people in the room is a growing trend for our type of product, an aging population, but a population that want to stay fit and healthy, and that marketplace continues to expand. If you're new to our industry, you will have seen, I guess, part of that expansion in your local supermarket, for example. You'll have seen more and more organic products. You'll see more and more people care about what's in the product, reading the labels. Those are, I guess, indications of a growing marketplace of wellness, and that's the industry that we're in. And it shows no sign of slowing down. People are living longer, they want to stay fit and healthy, and more people are recognizing that we have some control over our health. There are certain things that we can do to help ourselves in later years, and you know what they are. Take some exercise, drink water, sleep, eat the best food you can, get nutrition, don't smoke so much or at all if you can help it, don't drink so much, well, or at all if you can help it. We all know that, don't we? And the population know that too. And that means there's more and more people that are looking for our type of products that they can trust, products that people believe in, products that people can try with no risk, a 60-day money-back guarantee that's been in place for 40 years. Imagine that. There are not many organizations on the high street that say, try our product, and if you don't like it, bring it back and we'll give you a full refund. But that's what we've done for 40 years. And I think that's a guarantee that gives all of us, particularly in the early days of our Forever business, a great deal of confidence to share those products with friends and family. And when you do that, what you'll quickly find out is that people love our products. They come back for our products time and time and time again. I have customers that I've had for over a decade, because people get a strong emotional attachment when they take something and they feel better as a result of it. Who in the room became a Forever business owner after they became a customer? Okay, keep your hands high for just a second, and if you're new in the room today, take a look around. I would estimate that there's probably half of our room here today that were customers before they were business owners. Thank you. That gives you, I hope, an illustration of the power of our product, because I started as a customer, I feel great, and you know what happens then? People start to say to you, oh, you're looking good, or you've lost some weight, or your skin looks good, or whatever. Yeah, I'm using this every day. Oh, really? What do you think the next question is? Get me some. And so that's how very many people start with Forever, actually almost sometimes by accident. Others come in, of course, by design, but it's an indication of the power of our product range. And of course, no business can be successful unless it has a successful product, and we definitely have that. The second trend is one of people wanting more security in the way that they create an income, or an opportunity to create an additional income, which is often true of very many people who join Forever. So there is a trend now towards entrepreneurs, and more people becoming self-employed, more and more people wanting to try and escape the rat race. I live in Warwickshire. Our office is in near Leamington Spa. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of people who commute from my hometown, which is an hour and 20 minutes from London, into London every day. If you go on our train station at 6 o'clock in the morning, it is packed. Commute into London, catch a tube, go to the office, and repeat that in the evening, probably leaving home before their kids wake up and getting back home after their kids have gone to bed. How many of those would love an opportunity to be able to create a similar or better income, but flexibly? I would guess lots. And so there are thousands or perhaps millions of people around the UK, I believe, who, if they really understood the opportunity that they have when they become a business owner for Forever Living, would be very, very excited to join. So for those of you getting started, and in fact for all of us, it's really about starting to build a belief in the products, in the company, in our industry, and probably most importantly in ourselves, and then having the courage each day to share our story with the people that we come into contact with. Now, not everybody that we come into contact with is going to be excited about our story, but some will. And that's how we start to build our team. And this method of marketing called network marketing is growing now in popularity around the globe because of the flexibility that it offers, because of the low cost of entry. You simply buy a few products to get started. We carry the stock for you. And because in the case of Forever, of the support and training that's in place so that people who've never done anything like this before can quickly get the knowledge and the encouragement that you need in order to get started. And some of the team that help us with that, our advisory board team here, are instrumental in helping us work on future product development. They're also instrumental in helping educate us on the power of the product range. And I would encourage each and every one of you, when you see the advisory board trainers come to Scotland here, or of course you can travel down south to see them, go to their trainings, because you'll begin to get a sense of the power of the product range that you have your hands on. So far left, our resident doctor, who for, again, close to 20 years has been a forever business owner, as well as being our medical advisor, is the author of 3 books. If you come into Forever by way of our business owner box, his book is part of that, and it talks about the long history of aloe vera. David's our resident vet. We're proud to say that we never test our products on animals in the formulation and the development of them, but David has helped us develop a very healthy market in the animal world. In fact, the UK and Ireland are probably the leading forever countries in terms of sales to animals, particularly horses. Dawn is our resident nutrition expert and skincare too, a wealth of knowledge about what nutrients can help your body. And on the far right there, Louise, who latterly has been our C9 and Fit ambassador. And that's been a market sector that we've seen very sizable growth in over the last 5 years, weight loss in particular, and also latterly the sports markets. And during the course of last year, at our peak, we were selling over 20,000 C9 kits a month. Can you believe that? We couldn't pick and pack them fast enough in our warehouse in Leamington Spa, and I had some fun quite often in there, because some of the guys and girls have been with us for over a decade in our warehouse in Leamington Spa, and one of them in particular has got a sharp sense of humour. I'm in there one day saying, "How's the C9 sales going?" He says to me, "Bob," he said, "I can't believe there's a fat person left in Britain." He said, "The amount of stuff we got going out the door there." It's also been the number one Googled diet program for the last 2 years, would you believe? So lots and lots of people beginning to now find out about our C9. We've got teams of people all around the country that also support us, and yesterday we met with our leadership committee here in Scotland. These are our leading Scottish FBOs, and so a key part of what we do when we develop trainings or develop support materials is to work with the leadership teams. So if ever you have any ideas on how we can support Scotland better, or tools perhaps that you think we should develop to make it easier for you to build a business, your first point of contact is your leadership team members, so that they can feed that back to us in the meetings. We've also, with the leadership team over the last months, created some Scottish specific incentives. One of them is the Move On Up incentive, which I think you've got details of in your magazine on the seats today. So an opportunity for you to be incentivized to build a business too. So if the Scottish leadership team are in the room, we'd love to recognize you. If you'd like to stand, thank you for the great contribution that you make to Scotland. Thank you for yesterday. We had a great meeting as ever, and you know what I love about Forever, and what you'll soon or quickly come to learn if you're new to the business, is that this is a business of encouragement, but it's also about sharing best practice. And I know from speaking with thousands of prospects over the years, very, very many of whom have come from a corporate background, sometimes it's hard to get your head around the concept that somebody want to share best practice, share what's working for them with everybody else, because sometimes in the corporate world it isn't like that. You want to keep all the secrets to yourself so that you look good. But I think for all of our leadership team in the UK, Scotland and Ireland, we all recognise that this market is untapped. There's millions of people who are yet to hear of us, and the more success we all have, then that helps everybody. And so sharing best practice is a big part of what we do. Around the country in areas, we've got some area development directors as well. So I share this with you because you might have friends and family living in other parts of the country. And if you do, these are the guys who are hosting the meetings there, putting on the trainings there. If you have friends, family, or prospects in other parts of the country, a good starting point is to contact the ADD there, introduce yourself and ask them if they'll help look after your friend or family member when they go to the meeting there. So they do a brilliant job too. Another group are our Forever VIPs, and to be a Forever VIP, you either need to be an Eagle manager, and if you're new to the business, ask the person who invited you about Eagle, but that's another one of our international trips. Later on in the year in October, our Eagles are all going to be on one big cruise liner going around the Med, to Cannes and to Rome, starting in Spain. It'll be a fantastic trip. I just hope that when we stop in those cities, I manage to get them all back on the boat again before we go. That's my only concern. Especially some of my Irish group. If they see an Irish bar in the port, we might have to hold up that ship before we get going. But 2 great international trips, so the Eagles or a chairman's bonus qualifier. So if you're a Forever VIP here in Scotland, we'd love to recognise you too. Please stand and thank you for the great contribution that you make. If you're new in the room today, get to chat to some of these VIPs in the breaks or later on in the day, and I'm sure they'll have some great words of wisdom for you too.